Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. It's February the 8th, everybody, and it is cold outside. Good morning, everybody. I'm Stephanie A. Wynn, and I wanted to come on early because, the early bird gets up and impact and empower. So I wanted to come on today to talk about do you believe in your book? Before I get into that, for those who are tuning in, if you're new to if I'm new to your timeline, good morning. I'm Stephanie A. Wynn, and welcome, welcome, welcome. So grab your pen, tell a friend, tag a friend. If you know someone who is an author who has a book, they've published a book, but they have somehow given up on their book. They haven't promoted or, gotten any sales on their book. We're going to talk about something that a lot of people don't like to talk about when they're, after they publish their book. We get so excited and so reared up because, you know, it's my book. I have my book in my hand. Yay, this is my book. And the one thing that we forget to do is plan for the book. We do all these other things. We go through the editing process, we go through the formatting process, but we forget to really create a plan before we get the physical copy in our hands. So I want to talk about that today because I see it all the time. It's like authors, they publish their books and they just don't believe, they just give up. Good morning, Bianca. Thank you for tuning in this morning. So, I'm going to say this. If you are in business and you provide a service, right? You should have some type of digital product. I'm gonna drop that jewel. You should have some type of how-to guide or some type of checklist or a mapping of something. Um, and so I'm gonna drop these jewels, these tips today. So let's talk about, do you believe in your book? And that's what I want to talk about this morning. Do you believe in your book? Do you believe in your brand? And do you believe in your business? A lot of us have books, a lot of us have businesses, and somehow along the way, we've simply lost hope. We've lost interest in this very thing that we worked so hard for. Maybe you had a bad experience with the publisher. Maybe you had a bad experience with, just understanding what you need to do next after you've gotten the book out. Or maybe you've published the book and you just simply don't know what to do. Like you just don't know what to do, y'all. I mean, I'm just saying, like I understand it. I understand it all. I've been through it all. I didn't understand my the publisher. I had issues with that. I had issues with the publishing process. I'm sorry. I didn't understand the publishing process. I didn't understand that, you know, I need to create a plan, but because I was passionate about entrepreneurship, I knew that I needed to come up with something. I knew that just being on Amazon, that I needed more than just that. And so I want to talk to you about this topic because a lot of times there's a lot of authors out here, they don't have a plan. They're selling to their friends. They're a part of these I see them all the time. Whether you're an anthology, you're a co-author, maybe you have an issue with, you just simply don't know how to market your book, right? And that's okay. Marketing can be kind of I don't know, but it, if for those that don't understand it. So to truly understand it, you have to have a plan. So let's talk about number one. And do you believe in your book? The reason why a lot of authors, they get frustrated with their book is because they don't have a plan. And not having a plan will keep you further and further behind. So do you have a plan for your book? And I'm talking to aspiring and emerging authors. Do you have a plan for your book? I mean, like a business plan for your book. Maybe a one-pager business canvas model. Like, come on now, if you're selling your book in exchange for currency, it's a business, right? So, do you have a plan? For those that are listening, If you don't have a plan, put hashtag no plan. If you do have a plan, hashtag plan. Do you have a plan for your book? Right? And this is important. This is like the roadmap of where you want to go with your book. Oftentimes we start things, we'll sell to our friends and family, and when the buzz die down, right after you've sold to your friends and your family, what do you do next? What do you do next? So I want to give a shout out to my Facebook listeners, Bianca Flemster. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, Bianca. Um, Nikitas McDougal, thank you so much. Let's see. Like, do you have a plan? Good morning, Kim. Kim from the DMV. Hey, Kim. I called you last night too. But listen, do you have a plan for your book? Like, do you believe in your book? I'm just saying, you gotta believe in your book. You gotta believe in it because, and that's gonna lead me into what I'm gonna say next. If nobody knows you exist, and if you don't believe in your book, how do you expect others to believe enough in you to buy your book? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So think about this. Do you believe in your book? Do you believe in your book? That's the title of this video today. It's cold outside, y'all. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. But number one, not having a plan. This is why a lot of authors give up. They don't have a plan. We got to do it. We got to get a plan. It's 2022. And I see a lot of authors, even I've started my business now what group. We have a lot of authors in the group, that have published their book and they have not promoted. I haven't seen them promote in like years. It's like they disappear. I don't know why, but they disappear. I get it. Maybe some people have health issues. I get it. I was there, but I didn't let that define who I was. I believed in my book. I believe I had an obligation to promote, to my audience, like to show up. Even when I wasn't well, I even posted inspirational things, but I believed in my book, right? So I'm saying that to say, when are we going to make this plan for this book? Like, you got this book, you've sold to your friends and your family, you've sold to your cousins and their friends, right? But that's it. The buzz died down. So this is gonna lead me into number two. Reason why the buzz in the book sales they go away is because you're not sure of your reader audience. We will start a business, we will write a book, and we will start marketing to everybody. Everybody. For those that are tuning into Facebook, let me know. Do you have Bianca, Kim? Do y'all have books? Do y'all every one of us have a story to tell? But here's the one thing that I know is a pain point for authors. They're not sure of their reader audience. So that's why you see people selling to everybody on. Hey, my book is on Amazon. Buy here. Go to Amazon. My book is on Amazon. Grab my book. Or, hey, can you go buy my book over here, Cash App or whatever, however your method of payment is. But you're all over the place. You're selling to everybody. And remember I said last week, everyone has a story. And we all have a story to tell. 1 or 2, 3 or 4, right? But not everybody wants to hear your story. Right? Not everyone wants to hear your story. So what are you going to do? This is where I want you all to think about. Like, I need to have a plan, number one, and I need to know who my reader audience is. So, what is a reader audience? These are the people who are most likely to be interested in purchasing your book. These are the people that gravitate to you organically without you being salesy, right? Kim Smith said, I'm working on my journal now. Awesome, Kim. So just think about this. Think about this. Like, your audience are the people who love what you do. But again, we get upset because our family and our friends don't support. And you can't get upset about that because they have no interest in what you're doing. I mean, it's not that they're not supportive, but they're not that's not who your audience is. And if you're waiting on your family and friends to buy into what you're doing, you're going to be disappointed because they're not going to show up all the time when you think they should show up. So that's why I'm talking about this today. Are you sure of your reader audience? Are you clear on the people that your book, are you clear on the people who you're solving a problem for? Right? You got to be clear on that. Who are they? Where are they? Where are they most active? Are they online? Are they offline? I'm just saying. Are they? So, I mean, we gotta come on, we gotta do better, right? We gotta do better. And I have friends who are real, they're great leaders in the community. Great leaders in the community, great leaders in their community. And they have books. They haven't promoted them. Why? Why? Come on. That's a part of Black hit. Specifically, my Black and brown brothers and sisters. You have a book. Come on now, it's Black History Month, but every day is Black history, right? If you're alive, you have a book. You've impacted somebody in some type of way. Your book has impacted, transformed someone in a positive way, motivated, moved them from A to B, B to C, C to D, whatever that look like. If it's a positive transformation, right? That's that's history. Just saying. I'm just saying. So that leads me into my next tip, right? As to why authors do not believe in their books, right? And that is because there's no author brand. So you may be asking, well, Stephanie, what does that mean? What is the author brand? For those that are following me or those that are in the process of writing a book, this is what a lot of the publishing houses don't tell you, that you need an author brand when you're writing your book, right? You need a brand. You need to start building your brand before you get the physical copy in your hand. Now they do what you pay them to do. They publish, they edit, and so on and so forth. But they're not teaching you about marketing. That's extra. Like that's extra. I mean, it's extra. So you need an author brand. If nobody knows, I'll give you an example. Someone came to me and said, I wrote a book, right? And I'm like, oh no, I didn't. Really? Yeah, I wrote a book. It's on Amazon. Go check me out. Okay. But nobody knows that. So if I didn't know, what do you think your audience know? They don't know either. So I'm just saying, whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's starting a business, whether it's writing a book, building your brand, you got to have a plan. And oftentimes, our plan is, I'm gonna see how many pre-sale orders I can get on this book. I'm gonna sell, 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 sell. And if I could sell 100,000 copies, I've done. I get it. I get it. That's a goal, but there's a strategy to getting to that. And how are you going to get to that? How are you going to get to that? I'm just saying. If nobody knows that you exist as an author, nobody knows that you're an author. Nobody knows that you have this book. It's just like, I started my business, right? Oh, yeah? What kind of business? Well, it's a consulting business. Okay, but if nobody knows that, like think about Chick-fil-A. I'm going to use Chick-fil-A. I like using Starbucks and Chick-fil-A. And the reason why I like using those two because it's just simplistic. Good morning. I want to give a shout out to my brother Maurice. He's tuning in on Facebook. Hey, Reese. Thanks for tuning in. Good morning. So, Chick-fil-A, if you notice or not, they've built up in brand. They put forth so much equity in their brand that they can create the lines around the corner, around the corner, around the building, and around the building, right? So, Starbucks, same thing. Starbucks can charge premium prices for their coffee and their coffee products, right? That generates lines down the street and around the corner, right? But what they did was they had to build up their brand to get to that point. And it's not overnight. It's not overnight. And I think a lot of times when authors specifically, when we write books, we assume that these numbers are going to fall out the sky. If I just, you know, write this book, it's going to sell itself. Like my book, as you can see, is standing right here next to my Barnes and Noble frame. But for me to get in Barnes and Noble, that my book didn't talk to Barnes and Noble directly. Guess what I had to do? I had to pitch to Barnes and Noble organically. I had to let them know why I wanted to be in their store and do a book signing. So again, I had to build up a brand. And guess what they do? They do their research. They go and they look you up to see if you have a brand. First of all, they ask you about your social media following. They ask you about what your book is about. All of these things, right? So again, not having a author brand specifically to my aspiring and emerging authors. If you don't have a website, you're sending everybody to Amazon. I get it. I get it. But just think about if you run the numbers, you're paying like you're giving them 55%. Come on. Like, I mean, are you going to fulfill your own book orders? Like that's something that you want to think about. So again, if you don't have an author brand, this is all a part of having a plan. Your plan, knowing who your reader audience is, and having an author brand. These are the most important parts of the importance of having a brand. Like, this is why a lot of authors are frustrated. It's because they're not clear on their reader audience. They don't have a plan and they do not have an author brand. Just saying. I'm just saying. And even for my friends that, we're my author friends who have a book and their book may move a lot of people. Maybe you have a children's book. Maybe your children's book is about building self-esteem. Maybe your children's book is about bullying. Maybe your book is about, how to overcome grief. Maybe your book is about starting a business or marketing. Whatever your book is about. Maybe it's about your story. A story. You may have a compelling story. But because you choose not to have a plan and you're looking for like right now money. Oh, I'm gonna sell 1,000 copies. But then what happens after the 1,000 copies are sold? What happens? I remember somebody told me you may sell 200 books. Okay, but I got a plan after those 200 books. And in fact, my goal is more than 200 books. I don't think small like that. And I don't allow anyone to tell me what I can't do. So I'm serious. Like, if you have a book, I want you all for the month of February, the remaining amount of time we have in February, to really think about if you have a book. Just ask yourself, do I even believe in this book? Do you believe in the book? If you do believe in the book, then you need to get busy. You need to create this plan. You need to know who your your reader audience. For my authors who have already published a book, your audience may have changed because your audience changed over time, and that's okay. Maybe you rebranded. Maybe you need to build your brand. It's okay, but you got to really know. You got to have a plan. You can't just do it on the fly. Some people are good at doing things on the fly. Like, you got to have a plan of what do I want to see? Where do I want to see my book in 6 months? Where do I want to be 6 months from now? So that's my next question. Ask yourself this: where do you want to be 6 months from now with your book, your brand, and your business? Because being an author, it is a business. And I don't know if people are telling you all that, but it is a business, because when you get that 1099 miscellaneous for your royalty payments, it's a business. It's a business. And that, my friends, is what some of the publishing companies aren't telling people. It's that when you get these royalty payments, you have to pay taxes on these royalty payments. So again, I'm asking you, do you believe in your book? Every one of us have a book in us. And we've seen in the last 2 years what COVID has done to a lot of friends and family. COVID has separated families. COVID have broken up a lot of allowed people to break up, friendships, a lot of people passed away, and still are struggling. So we have a story to tell. Tell your story. We all have a story to tell. My question is this: if you look back on your life and you say, I haven't done anything that I was gifted to do, meaning you have talents. All of us have talents within us. We sit around and we just let our talents go to waste. You haven't done yourself any justice, right? Your talent isn't for you, it's for somebody else. So if you had enough talent to write a book, because that takes creativity, that takes time and effort and drive. And one thing you cannot teach is drive. Can't teach drive. Drive has to be in you or it's not. Drive has to be in you. And I'm serious. It has to be in you. So again, do you believe in your book? If you aspire to write a book, you're already there. You believe that you have a book and this book is going to impact a lot of people. And I'm going to say this for the people in the back who are just writing books and not going through the editing process. Invest in a professional editor. Invest in a professional editor and a professional formatter. If you do nothing else, not your cousins, a professional editor that can format and edit your book the right way. Because I hear it all the time, people crying because they've gotten bad reviews on Amazon because their book wasn't formatted or edited. And you can't take those reviews down off of Amazon. I'm just saying. Shout out to Miss Vernita Jennings for tuning in. So, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So, all I'm saying is, you do you believe in your book? Just saying. Do you believe in your book? You got to believe in your book, right? If you've gone through any adversity in your life, and we all have, that wasn't for you. I mean, it was. A little bit of it, 10% was, but that 90%, that was for you to help somebody else that's going through the same thing, right? I'm just going to say it like it is. It's for you to help someone else. So if you have a book, push your book. Rebrand your, if you have to go through there's nothing wrong with rebranding. If you have to rebrand and come back as powerful as you was the first time. There's nothing wrong with starting over. Starting over is something that's it's great to start over. It's a fresh start. You can breathe. It's a new opportunity, right? So I want you to ask yourself, do you believe in your book? For my author friends who currently have a book, order copies of your book and promote it, right? Start impacting. That's the only way we're going to bring about change, specifically in our community. If you have a book, maybe you could teach somebody, a kid. My goal is I mentor to students, right? And that want to start businesses. I volunteer my time at Hillsborough Community College every month virtually to the veterans over there, right? So I give back. I leverage my book because I believe in it. So what are you going to do? with your book. You got to believe in it. And it starts with the mindset. You got to start with your mind. It starts in your mind. You can do this. You can do this. If you're on social media more than 8 hours all day, every hour on the hour on social media, you could take that time and you could write a book. You could write 100 words a day, 7 days a week. That's 700 words, right? For a month or two, and see how much you come up with. That's your book. That's your book. 100 words a day. I'm just dropping little ideas if you decide to write a book, but yeah. So I want you to ask yourself, do you believe in your book? And I want to announce some great news. The How to Build Your Author Brand is coming back March 8th, 2022. It's How to Build Your Author Brand webinar. In there, we're going to talk about the purpose of your brand. Like, we're going to talk about your, some mindset, like the need for a business mindset. You got to have that. You got to start with your mindset. Your mind, that's where the enemy attacks, is your mind first. If you're weak in your mind, he's going to attack your mind. If you're weak in your spirit, he's going to attack your spirit. If you're weak in your pockets, it's going to choke your pockets. I'm just saying. So it starts with the mind, your mind. So your mind you got to keep your mind strong during this writing process. I've been doing a lot of writing. Awesome, James. James, do 100 words. 100 words a day. You'll have a book. 100 words per day. So I put the link in the description. So if you want to sign up for the webinar, it's March the 8th, right? It is March the 8th. It's How to Build an Author Brand. And this is just a tip for James, since you're writing. Like, you have to start working on your brand you work on the brand before you get the physical copy, because you want to lead your people up to something. Again, I'm going to go back to those examples where somebody say, hey, Stephanie, I wrote a book, right? No, I don't. I don't know you wrote a book. They know you wrote a book. There's nowhere on your social media platforms that say that you're an author of a book. So again, nobody knows that you exist as an author. Nobody knows to buy into your brand, your business, or your book. So that's why I want to invite you all to the How to Build an Author Brand webinar. It's free. Click the link in the description. Sign up. It's virtually. It's via Zoom, so we're COVID safe. So yeah, join me on March the 8th. This is going to be really good. It's a month from now. But if you know someone who's wanting to write their book or build their author brand, if they have a book already, come on, it's time. It's definitely time. Good morning. Good morning. I think that's let's see. Good morning. So does anyone have any questions before I conclude? Good morning, Talisha. Thank you for tuning in from 22nd in Tech. But I'm gonna drop this little tip. If you are in business, you provide a product or service. Every business owner should have some type of digital e-product, such as a book, an e-book, or a physical paperback. Your ebook could be 20 pages. But I'm just saying, a how-to guide, how to do something, right? Everyone should have some type of digital product if you're in business. Now, again, if you're wanting to start, build your author brand, you have a book or you aspire to write a book, this is for my aspiring authors, emerging authors. Join us on March the 8th. It is going to be a really good, for those who know, Kim in the DMV, Kim knows, Talisha knows, like, I give a lot of good value and tips and tools for you to use when you finish the webinars. Like, it's not just somebody up here talking. I get straight to the point, right? Because I don't believe in fluff. We've been fluffed enough. So register, tell your friend. If you know someone who's writing a book, James would love to see you in that. That's on a Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us. It's going to be good. How to Build Your Author Brand simplistically. March the 8th, 7 p.m. Tell a friend, share the link, It is going to be great. And I'm going to, let me put the link in the, let's see, I'll put the link. Okay, cool, James. That is good. So have an amazing day. Hey, listen, I'm going to go, but remember this, if you don't remember nothing else, if nobody knows that you exist as an author, as a brand, or as a business, nobody knows to buy what you're selling. I'm Stephanie A. Wynn. Happy Tuesday. I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll talk soon. Bye.